Let's now take a look at sadness and grief. The other emotion, in addition to fear, that people have trouble with is sadness and grief. As a society, we tend to do poorly with sadness and grief. We have what I call corrosive optimism. That is to say, we're not supposed to be or to feel weak or to have negative thoughts and feelings. So most of us avoid deep sadness at almost all costs. So physical pain, again, can be related to unprocessed emotional pain. So in order to heal our emotional pain, we need to honor our grief. While we need some degree of support from others to not feel alone in our pain, grief is also immensely personal and private. But it's also something that we can share together with others. Now, grief is mostly often experienced as a deep, deep inner sadness, often coming from the heart and from the guts and from some of the organs in the lower diaphragm. But it sometimes can also be experienced as anger or as resignation. Grief can also manifest how we act. We may be raging 1 minute, sobbing another, and then completely stone-faced the next. And sometimes the heavy emotions associated with grief have literal physical counterparts that you can soothe to facilitate healing. So grief is something that we hold in our bodies. We might feel a constriction or a tightness in our chest or a tightness around our heart. We might feel stuck in our throat or lodged in our belly. Or it might be a pain in our heads or a twisting in the guts or in the diaphragm. If you're feeling grief, a lot of times we really don't know where in the body it's coming from. So what I often do when I've worked with people or suggest to you is do a scan. Really start from the tip of your head to the end of your toes, or vice versa, from your feet up your legs into your pelvis, into your viscera, into your diaphragm, into your chest. Just scan your body with a stance of curiosity. I feel this grief. It feels jagged in my gut. Okay, well then I can feel that jagged sensation and allow the sensation to move, because sensations will do that. They will pendulate. Even though that feels bad and it may feel worse for a moment, there is an expansion. And when we get to learn to trust this expansion, then we can live with the grief and move into joy. I think I said before that emotions aren't like water faucets. You can't just turn each emotion on and off. The faucet is either open or closed. So if you allow grief to move through in your being, in your body, if you allow that, then what can happen is other emotions, such as self-worth, all of these different kinds of thoughts and sensations, they can start to move in you. If the grief is about someone we've lost, somebody we've loved, that can also open us back to love. You know, for that person, of course, but just love in general. You know, love is a very powerful, positive emotion. And often it's not directed at one person. It's just felt. Sometimes you can do a meditation like this, where you remember a time when you felt like you were being held and supported, when somebody really cared about you, somebody loved you, even if it was only for a small amount of time. But just again, allowing that to be in our bodies. And then maybe to feel that same love to some people in our life that are close to us, and to feel the love for them. And usually as we do that, we open our chest more and more, and we open our belly more and more. And then to take it to the next step, to love the people who are struggling and suffering in this world, to bring love to them. I mean, this is a typical kind of meditation, but it really is a useful one here, because it allows you to open the heart area and open the feeling area in the belly. So again, this is something that you can do to help you befriend the grief and allow the grief to move in you, to move through you, and to open to other feelings like self-care, and to openness and to love. I know this is a difficult journey. It is a hero's journey, a heroic journey, to really live into our deep emotions, especially those of deep sadness and grief. And I think you'll find the more you do this, the more you are resilient to all kinds of things that happen day to day, and things when you're looking and processing some of your trauma. We're living in a world where there's a lot of pain, really worlds of pain. I mean, if you look everywhere, anywhere, really, you see pain. So can you imagine just sending that love that you've experienced and that you have shared with people who are close to you, to take that inner feeling in your body, in your chest and your belly, and then project that out into the world where there is so much suffering and so much grief, especially unprocessed grief. So can you imagine giving your care and love to all of those people who are in pain, so that they too may begin to heal?